Have you ever imagined completely transforming your health with just a change in your eating schedule? Imagine unlocking a secret that could not only help you lose weight, but also revitalize your entire metabolic system. Like and subscribe to our channel. Each like and subscription helps us bring you more quality health content. Your participation makes the difference. Intermittent fasting is an eating practice that alternates periods of food intake with periods of fasting, focusing not on the type of food consumed, but rather on the timing of consumption. This approach can vary in duration and frequency depending on the chosen method. Among the most popular methods are the 16/8, which involves 16 hours of fasting followed by an 8-hour eating window, and the 5/2, where an individual eats normally for 5 days a week and limits calorie intake to about 500 to 600 on the other 2 days. Each method aims to promote weight loss, improve nutrient metabolism, and according to some studies, increase longevity. Despite its growing popularity, it is crucial to understand that intermittent fasting is not a one-size-fits-all solution. The choice of method should consider individual health conditions, fitness goals, and lifestyle. Additionally, while some people report significant improvements in energy and weight management, others may experience side effects such as fatigue, irritability, or hypoglycemia. Thus, it is essential that the decision to adopt intermittent fasting is made with medical guidance, especially for those with pre-existing health conditions or who are taking regular medication. Proponents of intermittent fasting praise the practice for its multiple health benefits, which go beyond simple weight loss. They claim this methodology can help improve insulin sensitivity, which is crucial in the prevention and management of type 2 diabetes. Additionally, intermittent fasting is said to help regulate appetite-related hormones such as ghrelin and leptin, thus promoting a greater sense of satiety. Other cited benefits include improved cardiovascular health, reduced levels of inflammation in the body, and even enhanced cognitive capabilities and reduced risk of some neurodegenerative diseases. Furthermore, enthusiasts of intermittent fasting often cite studies showing how the practice can induce autophagy, a natural cellular process that plays a crucial role in cleaning damaged cells, contributing to healthier aging. This cellular renewal, according to proponents, could reduce the risk of developing cancer and other chronic diseases. Another often mentioned beneficial aspect is the convenience of the practice, as limiting the eating window can simplify daily decisions about what and when to eat, reducing the stress associated with planning and preparing multiple meals throughout the day. Intermittent fasting can significantly influence the body's water balance, primarily due to the reduction in the intake of foods that naturally contain water. During fasting periods, the absence of solid food consumption, many of which significantly contribute to daily hydration, can lead to a lower total liquid intake. This water deficit can be exacerbated if the person does not intentionally compensate with increased water intake. Additionally, the body continues to lose water through breathing, sweat, and urine, regardless of food intake, which can increase the risk of dehydration if there is no awareness of the need to maintain proper hydration. Dehydration can have several negative health consequences, including headaches, dizziness, fatigue, and in more severe cases, it can adversely affect kidney and cardiovascular function. When the body is dehydrated, the circulating blood volume can decrease, leading to an increase in the concentration of electrolytes in the blood, and potentially resulting in complications such as kidney stones and cardiac arrhythmias. Therefore, for those practicing intermittent fasting, it is vital not only to focus on the eating window and caloric restrictions, but also to ensure adequate fluid intake throughout the day to maintain hydration and body homeostasis. Intermittent fasting can have significant implications for the metabolism of medications, especially for those who depend on regular medication. Many medications require specific intake, either with food to improve absorption or on an empty stomach to avoid food interactions. When a person follows an intermittent fasting regime, the irregular timing of food intake can alter the effectiveness of the medication. For example, medications that need to be taken with food may not be as effective if the body does not have other nutrients to process simultaneously, which can alter the medication's availability in the system and its subsequent effectiveness. Additionally, variations in blood glucose levels during prolonged fasting can interfere with diabetes medications and other treatments that depend on stable glucose levels to function correctly. This can result in hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia, which are potentially dangerous conditions. Therefore, it is crucial for patients on regular medical treatment to consult healthcare professionals before starting any form of intermittent fasting. This precaution ensures that adjustments can be made, both in dosage and timing of medication administration, to maintain the safety and effectiveness of treatment while practicing fasting. Intermittent fasting can influence concentration and mental performance due to variations in the intake of nutrients that the brain needs to function optimally. During fasting periods, the body may experience a decrease in glucose levels, which is the primary energy source for the brain. This reduction can lead to symptoms such as mental fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and even momentary memory lapses. Additionally, the lack of essential nutrients such as omega-3 fatty acids, B vitamins, and antioxidants during prolonged fasting can adversely affect neuronal health and cognitive function. On the other hand, some studies suggest that after an adaptation period, intermittent fasting can promote improved brain functions due to increased production of ketone bodies, which serve as an alternative energy source for the brain. These ketone bodies have been associated with increased neuroplasticity and better resilience to oxidative stress, which can potentially improve mental clarity and cognitive protection. However, it is important that each individual monitors their response to intermittent fasting and seeks medical guidance to adjust the practice in a way that supports brain health, especially if there are symptoms of declining mental performance. Intermittent fasting can induce significant changes in hormonal balance, with effects that can be particularly pronounced in women. One of the most affected hormones is leptin, known as the satiety hormone, which can have its levels reduced during prolonged periods without food intake. This can disrupt hunger and satiety signals, leading to irregular eating patterns or binge eating after the fasting period. Additionally, in women, fluctuations in leptin levels and other hormonal changes induced by fasting can negatively affect the menstrual cycle, leading to irregularities or even amenorrhea, absence of menstruation, especially in cases of severe calorie restriction or prolonged fasting. Another hormonal impact of intermittent fasting in women involves cortisol, the stress hormone, whose levels can increase in response to the metabolic stress of fasting. Elevated cortisol levels for prolonged periods can lead to various complications, including weight gain, anxiety, sleep problems, and a reduced immune response. Moreover, disruptions in estrogen and progesterone levels associated with stress and rapid weight loss can affect not only reproductive health, but also general well-being, influencing mood, energy, and bone health. Therefore, women considering intermittent fasting should do so under medical supervision to monitor and adjust the practice as necessary, ensuring it does not compromise their hormonal and overall health. Intermittent fasting can present significant risks of hypoglycemia, especially for diabetic or pre-diabetic individuals. Hypoglycemia occurs when blood glucose levels drop below normal, a condition that can be potentially dangerous. During fasting, the absence of regular food intake can prevent the body from receiving the glucose necessary to maintain stable blood levels. For diabetics, especially those who depend on medication to control blood sugar levels, fasting can disrupt the delicate balance of insulin and other medications, increasing the risk of a sudden drop in blood sugar levels. Additionally, hypoglycemia can cause symptoms such as dizziness, mental confusion, weakness, tremors, and in severe cases, can lead to fainting or seizures, requiring immediate medical attention. To prevent such occurrences, it is crucial for diabetics to adjust their medication and monitor their blood glucose levels more frequently while practicing intermittent fasting. It is highly recommended that these individuals consult a healthcare professional before starting any fasting program to ensure that the practice is done safely and tailored to their specific health needs. Intermittent fasting, although beneficial for some, can inadvertently pave the way for the development of unhealthy eating habits, such as binge eating. This risk arises particularly because intermittent fasting involves long periods of food restriction, followed by limited windows of time to eat. Such a pattern can lead to an excessive craving for food during eating windows, resulting in episodes of overeating. This behavior not only counteracts the potential benefits of fasting in terms of weight control and metabolic health, but can also disrupt the emotional relationship with food, creating a cycle of restriction and excess that is difficult to break. Moreover, for individuals with a history of eating disorders, intermittent fasting can be particularly dangerous. Fasting practices can act as triggers, exacerbating conditions such as anorexia nervosa or bulimia. Even without a prior history, prolonged fasting can initiate obsessive behaviors related to food and weight, potentially leading to new eating disorders. Therefore, it is essential that anyone considering intermittent fasting, especially those with a history of eating concerns, do so under medical supervision and with adequate support to mitigate these risks and promote healthy and sustainable eating habits. The practice of intermittent fasting, which involves extended periods of food restriction followed by limited eating windows, can increase the risk of nutritional deficiencies. This time restriction can make it difficult to consume adequate amounts of all the essential nutrients necessary for the healthy functioning of the body. During the eating windows, it can be challenging to consume a sufficient variety of foods to meet all vitamin and mineral needs, especially if food choices are limited or if one opts for less nutritious foods. Over time, a lack of nutrients such as vitamins, minerals, and fibers can lead to various health complications, including bone problems, a weakened immune system, and decreased cognitive function. Moreover, caloric restriction and limited food variety during the eating period can result in insufficient intake of macronutrients, such as proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. Protein is crucial for the maintenance and repair of body tissues, while healthy fats are essential for brain and hormonal health. Complex carbohydrates provide sustained energy throughout the day. Without careful planning, intermittent fasting can result in an unbalanced diet, contributing to the development of deficiencies that can have long-lasting health impacts. Therefore, it is crucial for those practicing intermittent fasting to ensure that their eating windows are well planned to include a variety of nutrient-rich foods. Consulting a nutritionist or a doctor can help in developing a meal plan that compensates for the time restrictions imposed by fasting. This includes adjusting the amounts and types of foods consumed to maximize the absorption of essential nutrients, ensuring the body receives what it needs to maintain health and avoid nutritional deficiencies. Intermittent fasting can have a notable impact on digestive health, particularly on the functioning of the digestive system and the composition of the gut microbiota. The alteration in eating patterns promoted by fasting can lead to changes in the frequency and volume of bowel movements, possibly causing constipation or diarrhea depending on the individual and their diet during the eating windows. Additionally, prolonged periods without food can result in a reduction in the production of stomach acids and other digestive enzymes, which can decrease the efficiency of digestion when eating resumes. These changes can cause gastrointestinal discomfort, such as bloating and gas, especially if the post-fasting meal is particularly large or high in fiber. Furthermore, the health of the gut microbiota, which plays a crucial role in digestion, immune regulation, and disease prevention, can also be affected by intermittent fasting. The composition and activity of gut bacteria are influenced by the regularity and quality of the diet. During fasting periods, the lack of food substrates can alter the diversity and function of the microbiota, potentially reducing the presence of beneficial bacteria and favoring those that may contribute to inflammation or other digestive diseases. To mitigate these effects, it is important that meals consumed during eating periods are balanced and rich in prebiotics, which feed the good bacteria in the gut, helping to maintain a healthy and diverse microbiota. Intermittent fasting can exert significant effects on basal metabolism, which is the amount of energy the body requires to maintain vital functions at rest. During fasting periods, the body is forced to adapt to the lack of regular caloric intake by altering how it metabolizes energy. Initially, the body uses glucose stored as glycogen in the muscles and liver. Once these stores are depleted, the body begins to burn stored fats for energy, a process known as ketosis. This adjustment in metabolism can lead to a reduction in basal metabolism as the body strives to conserve energy in the face of reduced caloric intake. In the long term, this metabolic adaptation can have both beneficial and harmful effects. On one hand, the ability to burn fats as a primary energy source can contribute to weight loss and improve blood sugar regulation, benefiting people with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. On the other hand, prolonged reduction in basal metabolism can make it difficult to maintain weight loss over time, as the body becomes more efficient at utilizing fewer calories for its daily functions. Additionally, if intermittent fasting is not managed properly, it can lead to significant muscle mass loss, as the body may start to use proteins as an energy source when fat and glycogen stores are insufficient. Therefore, it is crucial that intermittent fasting is accompanied by a nutritionally rich and balanced diet during eating periods to avoid malnutrition and muscle mass decline. Furthermore, individuals considering this practice should consult health professionals to ensure that intermittent fasting is adapted to their individual needs and health conditions, minimizing risks and maximizing metabolic benefits. Monitoring the body's response over time and adjusting the practice as necessary can help maintain a healthy metabolism and avoid potential complications. The long-term impact of intermittent fasting on bone health is a concern, especially when there is inadequate nutrition during eating windows. Bone health depends on adequate intake of essential nutrients such as calcium, vitamin D, and proteins, which are crucial for bone maintenance and development. During prolonged fasting, caloric restriction and possible reduction in the intake of these nutrients can compromise bone mineral density, increasing the risk of osteoporosis over time. Osteoporosis is characterized by bone fragility, significantly increasing the risk of fractures. Therefore, without careful planning to ensure a balanced diet that includes sufficient amounts of these essential nutrients, intermittent fasting can have negative effects on bone health. Additionally, intermittent fasting can influence hormone levels that play a fundamental role in regulating bone health. For example, the reduction in estrogen levels in women and testosterone levels in men, which can occur due to severe caloric restriction, has a direct impact on bone mass preservation. These hormones are vital for bone formation and the maintenance of bone density. Alterations in hormonal balance, along with inadequate nutrition, can accelerate the process of bone loss, especially in advanced ages or individuals with a genetic predisposition to osteoporosis. Therefore, it is essential to monitor and adjust intermittent fasting practices to protect bone health, emphasizing the importance of regular medical follow-up and a nutrient-rich diet during allowed eating windows. For athletes, adopting intermittent fasting can have significant implications for both physical performance and muscle recovery. Fasting can affect the availability of muscle glycogen, the main energy source during high-intensity exercises, potentially resulting in reduced performance in activities that require quick bursts of energy. Additionally, fasting can complicate the eating schedule, which is crucial for optimizing the anabolic window, the post-workout period when nutrient intake is vital for muscle recovery and growth. If essential nutrients, such as proteins and carbohydrates, are not consumed in sufficient quantities or at appropriate times due to fasting restrictions, the process of muscle repair and growth can be impaired. Furthermore, the practice of intermittent fasting can increase the risk of dehydration in athletes, especially if the fasting period includes training windows. Even mild dehydration can significantly deteriorate physical performance and increase susceptibility to injuries. It is also important to consider that prolonged caloric restriction can lead to a catabolic state, where the body starts to use muscle tissue as an energy source, counteracting many athletes' goals of increasing muscle mass and strength. Therefore, athletes interested in exploring intermittent fasting should do so under the supervision of a sports nutritionist, who can help adapt the fasting plan to specific energy and nutritional needs, ensuring it does not compromise athletic goals and overall health. Have you ever thought about how something as simple as adjusting your meal times can transform your body and mind? In our next video, we will dive even deeper into the mysteries of intermittent fasting and reveal techniques that can supercharge your health and well-being. Are you ready to challenge what you know about food and health? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and leave your like. And tell me here in the comments, have you ever tried intermittent fasting? What was your experience? We are curious to know.